Hey, welcome back to another episode of Soaps and Sass.
Hello, everybody.
I'm your host, Mama Sass, and I'm joined
with her co-host, Baby Sass.
sorry, I didn't. That was not smooth, but you know.
Again,
we're working
candid podcast. I say this almost every episode.
We're working on it. We getting there. We're getting there. Slowly improving. All right, so I'm gonna jump right into it with Beyond the Gate.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. I do not think I'm gonna continue with this soap. I wish them success, but I'm struggling.
Yeah,
I'm struggling.
I'm mainly continuing for like 2 plot lines. Really, it's only one, but 2 just because I'm like, I need to know who this man killed.
All right, let me break it down for you. So we start the week with the wedding. It continues with the wedding with Danny showing up with the gun. She's pulled the gun on the groom and the bride, Bill and Haley. Ultimately, it was just stupid. Is all I can say. There was really no payoff in this thing. Like, what a setup, and then it just fell flat. She's holding the gun. She just basically wants to vent her spleen, which she does, and leaves.
I'm like,
ultimately,
there was
a struggle over the gun. What to do? Yes, that's how it ended Friday, right? Was a struggle over the gun and the gunshot.
There was a struggle, and the thing that pissed me off with the struggle was I was really like, oh, did Bill get shot? Did Danny get shot? Imagine,
ain't nobody got shot.
No, that was just real bad.
That's what I'm saying. It was such a letdown. So I can't even, I don't even want to talk about it. Then the Duprees had a press conference to, because inadvertently Chelsea streamed the whole thing. So the whole world saw this meltdown. So they had to do damage control. And while Vernon is up there trying to spin a beautiful story, one of the reporters is like, listen, man, cut the crap. We all saw it. So I don't know what you're trying to tell us. We saw exactly what Danny did. And Danny's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I lost my temper. It wasn't my finest moment. And I made a mistake. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. And that's more or less the end of it. Bill is like, no, she broke all these laws and list them out. But anyway, so that happened. What else happened? Everybody was bumping uglies this week. It was like,
There's no, okay, I'm just going to quickly say this. Y'all, the characters can do whatever they want with their sex life, their sexuality. We do not care. That is their business. However, it's not pertinent to the plot line. I don't need to see certain characters going off on a date and then, they write someone else in. I don't need to know that. That's their business. Once they leave the spot, let them leave the spot.
Yeah, I'm old school. I like my old timey time movies from the 50s where he smiles at her, she smiles at him, they hold hands, they walk off to wherever it is they choose to go, bedroom or other, and it fades to black. And then it fades back in and everybody's smiling. We know what happened. Just so there was a lot of that this week. Sure, whatever. Smitty wants to go back to work. Martin is not happy about it. Martin wants to be the first openly gay black president, but he doesn't tell Smitty. I have opinions about that, which we will go into. Jacob Hawthorne, or Naomi's husband, is really upset with himself throughout the week because he did not intervene when Danny pulled the gun at the wedding.
Yep. And
by the end of the week, he ends up arresting her. Hooray!
The thing is, though, it wasn't because he was upset about not doing nothing.
So I'm okay with that. The other storyline that Baby Sass was interested in is the storyline with Eva and Leslie/Dana, who are trying to take down Ted. So twice this week, Eva got caught by Kat. I don't know why nobody is listening to her. But anyways, Kat is totally onto Eva. Right. Knows she's up to some mess. Can't say why. Can't put her finger on it. Has no idea what it is. But it's like, listen to me.
It's like, especially after that mess with Haley.
She's doing dirt. And everybody's like, look, you need to give her a chance. It's not because she's not posh like us that we don't give people a chance. So there was that. Bill gave Haley, I guess, a black metal American Express, probably with no limit, whatever. Told her he wants her to quit her job. She was like, I'm not feeling that. Oh, I suppose that was the only other thing of interest. Danny showed up at the house and
basically cussed
just
out Haley again, but without
didn't
she cussed her out but in a more respectable way without actually cussing her out.
Yes, and this is obviously before she gets arrested. And she basically let Haley know, it's like, you know what, I'm done obsessing over you two. Go with God, live your life, but just know that Bill is not the Prince Charming he pretends to be. He's gonna turn.
Yep.
Which I guess Haley kind of figured out when shortly thereafter he was like, I want you to leave your job. She was like,
Well, that question came before.
However, yeah,
because she was holding the credit card.
Oh, that's right. She already had a credit card, yeah.
Which was interesting because it's like she's talking. I'm like, I don't know if this recap's over, but
yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't see anything else really that I. Oh, yes, there's one other thing. So let's hold that. Come back to that.
Yep.
The other thing was Doug McBride, the heart surgeon, is a gambling addict. He has a gambling addiction. I shouldn't characterize the man.
Gambling addiction.
Has a gambling addiction.
Bad poker face.
Oh my goodness. Like, sir. Anyways, but we did get to meet Joey Armstrong, the owner of the casino, played by none other than John Lindstrom,
AKA.
who we know as formerly Ryan Chamberlain, currently Kevin Collins on General Hospital.
So here's the thing that I told my mom when Kevin, I refer to him as Kevin because I pretty much only know him as Kevin. When Kevin showed up, I said, this man played his evil twin, and he did it in horrifying ways. Now this man is basically playing this guy who owns a casino, and his employee told Doug, it's like, look, this guy is not a man to be messing with. He does not take risks on bad bets. Like, he doesn't do it. And that's exactly what he's doing with Doug. And I'm just like, Kevin, or known as Joey in the show, is going to bust some kneecaps.
Yes,
this man, he's wearing this suit. I said, what is this man? This man mafia? Bratva? I'm like, Russian mafia. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, what are you? Because you ain't straight, dude. You about to bust some kneecaps.
Yep.
About to cut out some tongues. Like, this Doug, you and Vanessa are gonna be in trouble.
Yep. So that is about it for the week. Like I said, it was
meh.
It really was. It really was, but I think because I got turned off early in the week, so
that's fair. Because I'm like, really, the only storylines that have me interested are the Ava and Leslie storyline, because I'm really like, how's this gonna turn out? And then a little bit with the Martin storyline, because I'm just like, who the hell did you kill?
Sure. I don't. Once
I get that answer and why,
I'm glad for you. I'm very glad for you because I could care less about Martin. and I'm a little bit disappointed. Actually, I'm a lot disappointed because after the shooting scene at the wedding, and I was watching the opening credits, and then I realized that this soap is written by Michelle Valjean and Robert Guzza Jr., who used to be head writers on General Hospital. These are veterans of the soap opera genre. So I don't know what we're getting. I recognize it's early days, but it just seemed like a whole lot of shock value for the sake of shocking me. It's not just, where's the story? I'm like, hook me in. I'm not hooked. I'm not convinced. I don't need the shock. I need my daytime suds. So I'm really disappointed in what they've given us so far. Hopefully they'll do better. But that being said, why don't we just jump right into our little segments? Tell me what had you hot on oh gosh, I almost said the have and have nots this
dear Lord.
On Beyond the Gates. What had you hot with Beyond the Gates this week?
Okay, so I wouldn't say this one had me hot, but it was very interesting because when Danny went over to Bill and Haley's house, one, I found it interesting that Haley let her in, especially after everything that happened. It's like, okay, not gonna talk to her through the camera like one normally does through a Ring doorbell when they're like, who the hell are you? Why are you at my house? Like, for my safety, stuff like that. So I'm surprised she didn't do that. But also, one, I'm surprised, like, Haley is kind of just like Danny, kind of like walking around, but she picks up the credit card like that's gonna soothe her nerves and her anxiety from having that Danny standing right there.
I don't know if it was to soothe anxiety. I think it was that she didn't want her to see it for some reason.
No, but she was but she was clutching that car like it was a lifeline.
She was, but I generally think it's because she didn't want Danny to see it and then accuse her of being a gold digger. Like,
I don't know why it would matter. It's like she said enough about you. It's like, and you're just like,
but you don't want to hear it no more. You hear it enough, and then it's like, ugh.
Fair enough. The other thing was Bill. He took way too long to enter that room. Like, they're having a whole conversation. Danny is raising her voice, and she's like, if you do one thing, I will call Bill. He's just in the other room. I'm like, okay, he's just in the other room. And Danny's raising voices. They have a whole conversation. And then she's out the door. 2 seconds later, a man walks in. Like, I could have sworn I heard the screeching voice of Danny Dupree. Yes, you did. She was in this house. And he's like, what? Like, that took you too long.
Well, I mean, she could have just been saying that Bill was in the other room. Because I know I've done that when I've been in situations like my husband's just around the corner. Or my husband's coming right back. I have no idea where he is. Oh. Right? So it's just to, back up type of thing. And they live in a mansion. So maybe he didn't hear. I don't know.
Really? After he said, I thought I heard the screeching voice of Danny Dupree.
He was walking down the hall to find his wife because he's like, I missed you. Well, let me get some right after. So
right, but for me, it's like if you hear the screechy voice of your ex-wife who literally held a gun at you at your wedding, like whether you're hallucinating it or not, I think you would have some pep in your step.
That's real world.
We had this conversation last week. How we take these characters and bring them into real world situations.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Right. So aside from all of that, and just being like, what the France, but Bill said something to Haley about like her quitting her job and everything, and it was just like, one, I like how he's handing her the gift.
Is this still what had me hot?
Like I said, I don't even know if this is what had me hot. Okay. So, listeners, take this as you will. If you think I'm hot on this, so be it. I don't even know. But, like, one, I like how he's giving the box to Haley, and Haley uses her legal terminology to be like, I am accepting this gift, but this does not mean I am going to quit my job. In legal terminology. Right. And I was just like, okay, you're not just pretty face. Right. Because I'm like, I keep forgetting he's a paralegal. But the fact that he gives her the card, he says, I want you to quit your job, have some independence and everything. And I'm just like, did you pull this same BS on Danny? Granted, I'm like, it's a little different because you weren't a hotshot lawyer at the time. So I can't really say,
but still some kind of ego something,
right? Because she did have her career, she did stop her, like she did leave her career to take care of the kids. That's
what we found out. She was an up and comer,
right? But it's still like, what kind of manipulation did you pull to have her quit? Because it's like, granted, she's a Dupree, she has whatever money she wants, so it's not like she has to rely on Bill, but like,
yep.
In the traditional sense, it's like usually the woman would depend on the man as however you want to live your life and whatever traditions and stuff you believe, that is your opinion. But it's just like, I want you to quit your job. I want you to like rely on me, have the independence, yada, yada, yada. I'm just like, and Haley said too, was like, I'm pretty sure that doesn't make me independent. I'm pretty sure that makes me dependent. And he's like, but no. And I'm just like, no, she's right. It's like you're telling her to quit her job. Then you give her a credit card that has no limit. No, you don't see a statement. Like, it's good anywhere. I'm like, how much do you want her to be indebted to you? Like, no. No. Just no. And then my girl, she's just so happy and excited. It's like she's already looking at stuff to buy on the internet. I'm just like, also, are these people supposed to be in Italy?
Hey, listen, I don't even. There's so much this week that had me confused. I don't know if we lost scripts. We're so busy running around to put aside and we pick up and say, oh shoot, we write this back in. So I don't know. I thought they were leaving for Italy immediately. Clearly, they have changed their mind. For me, what had me hot, it ties in a little bit to Bill asking Haley to quit her job. It's this idea. So as I mentioned in the recap, Smitty wants to go back to being an investigative reporter.
Yes.
Martin I can't even convey the degree to which Martin is against this. But I don't know if I quoted Martin's words exactly right, but Martin looked Smitty in his face after. So Smitty lost his temper and stormed out of the house.
Yes, he did.
Because he felt he wasn't being heard.
Yes, he was.
Martin gets worried, is apparently going to look for Smitty because he's picking up his keys, getting ready to head out the door when Smitty comes home.
And the look on Smitty's face.
Right? And then Martin's like, I'm so sorry. I wasn't considerate of your feelings. I hear you. I consider you. You're what you think is important to me. And Smitty's like, okay, but I want to talk to you about going back to work. The kids are grown.
Mm-hmm.
So what am I doing knocking about the house? And basically Martin tells him, listen, you will stick to the role you agreed to when we married and let go of this idea. Am I understood?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then walks off. And I was like, you must be out your ever-loving mind. You said what now? And you talking to people about becoming president. You ain't mentioned it to Smitty yet, but you will stick to the role you agreed to? What the? Had me cussing bare bad words in my head. Is all I'm going to say. I don't have the words for it. I don't have the words, but it had me hot.
That
was just so out of place.
That had me hot. In
2025, somebody's going to say that to somebody.
That had me hot too. And see, I would say that's the real thing that had me hot. But the thing is too, oh my goodness, I cannot form words today. Martin said, like, we agreed to, like, the traditional family and yada, yada, yada. And, you know, you agreed to this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Martin, one, you can't be the traditional family in the sense of what people would think of traditional family because, one, you are two gay men. So there's that. I'm like, traditional. And if you mean traditional in the sense of, you know, you got one parent out working who's the breadwinner and you got the other one staying home taking care of the kids. Okay. I get that in that traditional sense, which but apparently seems, are grown. Which is understandable. Which is, I'm like, that apparently seems to be what you mean when you say traditional, because tradition got thrown out the window when you're just like, Mom, Dad, I'm gay. So
yeah, but the kids are grown, so I don't know what you expect Smitty to be home doing,
right?
And then talking about, you know, it's for my campaign and this is what we want to portray to the viewer. So it's all about you.
Exactly.
It's all about you the same way with Bill. It's all about him. Whatever. I'm not here for it. No.
The thing that also pisses me off is that Smitty said, he's like, look, I don't want to give up on, like, my dreams and aspirations and everything just because you want me to stay home and take care of the kids. We're not grown. And you want to do A, B, C, X, Y, Z. It's like, I want to live my life too. I don't want to keep it on pause forever. I put it on pause because, you know, the kids were literal kids. They're teenagers, almost adults. It's like, you gotta let Smitty live his life again. Because what happens when your kids move out the house? So I'm like, right now, I'm like, out of all the characters so far, Smitty is very high on my list. I know you don't like Smitty, but Smitty is high on my list. And I'm just like, Smitty, but you need to give Martin a little two tumps.
Maybe that's what happened and then somebody ended up dead. Maybe that's what happened, that Martin killed somebody. Somebody tried to give him two tumps. Anyway, sprinting right along, do you have a comedy moment of the week?
Sorry, I thought of it, but I'm like, no, that's the General Hospital comedy of the week.
Okay, well then I will jump in. I have two. I'm going to stick with what we were just talking about with Smitty and Martin. There's a point where Smitty and Martin are arguing, and Smitty looks Martin dead in his face and goes, and I'm going to try to mimic the tone exactly, use your words. Like he's talking to a child. Well, that made me laugh.
Seeing as how he took care of two kids for a decade.
Right, but Martin was also behaving like a child. So that made me laugh right out loud. So thank you for that moment. The other comedy moment for me was at the end of the week where Danny is like, you know what? I'm a new woman. I'm done and dusted with Bill and Haley. You know, I'm going to regain my position in the world. And then they start doing this little fashion show type thing in the living room.
Okay, yeah,
and so they're strutting the catwalk. Danny does her catwalk. She used to be a supermodel. Chelsea does her catwalk. She is a current supermodel, or model anyways. And then Anita, the EGOT Grammy Award winner, whatever, Well, I guess Grammy Award winners under EGOT. But anyhow, she goes, "Is this how the kids do it?" And does the funkiest catwalk I've ever seen. This also made me laugh out loud. So those were my 2 comedy moments of the week.
Understandable.
All right. So you don't have one then? Nothing came to mind?
Nope.
All right. You want to go with your villain or your hero of the week?
Well, my hero... Well, hero. I don't think there's a hero. My villain is tied with Martin for his idiocy and the fact that he commanded his husband to drop any ideals of going back to work. My other villain is Leslie. Just because I'm like, my girl got a whole ass makeover, new hair and everything.
Oh, yes.
And
I forgot that in the stories I don't care about.
And it's about to freaking... You can't see me, but air quotes, jump off a roof.
Yeah.
To make a point.
I forgot about that, yes.
And
Nicole got summoned to the roof because a patient was starting to jump and it was Leslie playing the ass.
Which is interesting because I'm like, how are you a patient?
But okay, maybe it was a woman. A woman threatened to jump.
Yes, but it was interesting because Ava is literally... I was like, I really thought... I really thought Leslie was going to get into the elevator with her because they were standing there and then one walks in and the other one's just like, don't do nothing stupid. But it's like she's standing there next to her child and she's like, I saw the video. I watched it so many times. It kept boiling my blood. And Eva's like, don't do anything stupid. Don't worry, baby girl. I got this. I'm going to make Nicole wish she never met Ted that day. I'm like, oh, Lord,
have mercy. You can't even see the chicken necking this young lady is doing over here. Oh, my gosh.
I learned from the best.
Bombastic? Okay. So.
I'm pretty sure Shaggy never...
There's a chicken video. Oh, I'll show you that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will show you later. Remind me. All right. So I don't have any objections. Anything you said my villain of the week was Martin for exactly the same reason. Like, how dare you, sir? How very, very dare you? At least Bill was smooth with it. Or tried to be. Tried to be.
Hero?
Yes.
It's not a for yet because really she hasn't proven it. But so far it is going to Kat because Kat is like, you is one sus woman. And I can't figure it out, but I'm going to. Which also has me curious because I'm wondering if... Because she had this look on her face when she told her parents that she couldn't go to her mom's award ceremony. And she's like, I can't go because... Kind of gives a side eye to Eva. And then business work stuff. And I was just like... Little girl, you was going to go off and you going to go investigate. You are not doing no work stuff. So I'm like, for me, it's definitely Kat because she's like, Mom, we need to deal with this. Like, you know I got a sixth sense about these things. You know I'm always right, too. It's like, I didn't figure out with Haley, but, you know, we just had this mishap. You gonna let this happen again? Mom, no. So I'm like, lady, listen to your child.
Okay. My hero of the week is Jacob, actually. And when he did this, I was like, what is this in aid of? What have you done? Jacob picks up the phone one day in the middle of the day, calls Naomi, and he's like, hey, babe, I just want to tell you I love you. Everything I do for you. You are the sun, the moon, my everything.
You know it was in the middle of the night, right?
Whatever. It was out of nowhere is the point.
Yes.
And, you know, my heart doesn't beat without you. He gives her this whole long thing. And she's just looking at the phone like, okay.
It's like, you know I would never do anything to hurt you.
Right? And she's like, yeah, I know that. And I'm like, what are you up to? This just, what? Okay. And she puts down the phone, but she's tickled pink because her man just called her just to say I love you. You know, Stevie Wonder style. And then the next thing you see, Jacob rolls up at the house and arrests Daddy. And I was like, and there it is. Okay. And Naomi's just like, oh.
And it's funny because
kudos on Jacob. A, for telling your wife you love her, making sure she understands
that he's not doing it to hurt you.
B, for doing the right thing. Because really, you did have a right to arrest Daddy at the time. Whether, I think, as Baby Sass suspects, it was prompted by Bill or not.
Because Bill has some PTSD.
It was weighing on your mind all week, and you still had the opportunity to correct it, and you did. You could have sent somebody else. Nope, you did it yourself.
What I also find hilarious about that is he shows up, And Naomi's like, hey, babe, how you doing? And they're like, oh, you come for the party? Or whatever. Like, they're just gabbing. And Naomi's just saying whatever she's saying. Because she's like, yeah, he's not here on official business or anything. Yada, yada, yada. And then he's like, Danielle Dupree, you're under arrest for the attempted murder. And I was like,
Right?
So that was funny.
Yeah, it was. Okay, do you have who called for that? What'd you do that for? No? Okay. So for me, it's both. What did you do that for, and who called for that? And it's to the writers. It's just the overall slackness of the show that I'm seeing this week.
It's funny you said that, and then I thought of it after. I was like, yeah.
Like I don't know what this is in aid of. Like, if you're trying to grab your audience, great, but you know, the whole scene with Chelsea in the bar chatting up some guy who's putting himself down the whole time he's talking to her,
which interesting.
I was like very confused. I'm like, this is how you get a girl? I haven't dated in years. Well, but it was just like,
even I'm like,
that it does not seem like an effective approach.
Even I was uncomfortable, and Chelsea seemed uncomfortable to a degree, but then they went off and did whatever.
Right, and then he's like, okay, want to go home with me? And she was like, yeah, let's go. They step outside, and this woman steps to the guy, and I was just like, what the?
And it's like, oh, it's my wife.
And I said, Chelsea didn't even blink. She was like, I've been waiting to meet you all evening.
Like,
pardon?
Like, I was right. Like, I was good. Like, they walked outside. I'm like, okay, the vibe he giving ain't like. I was like, there's something off with this guy. Like, just when he showed up at the bar last week. But I don't remember what happened last week, and they were at the bar. But they were at the bar, something happened, and they were talking, and then they left. And I was just like, something's off with this guy. He popped up again this week, and I said, something is still off with this guy. And now he's opened his mouth, which makes it even more off with this guy. And then they step outside, and Miss Ma'am walks up, and she's like, hi, babe. Yet I was like, oh, heck no. And Chelsea kind of stepped to the side and had this look on her face that said, oh, no, I ain't dealing with this mess. But then, as you done said, she's been like, I've been dying to meet you all night, kisses the woman on the cheek, and walks off. And I said, oh, no.
Nope. So
I agree. It's like,
I'm not here for it. Polyamory's the thing, and you know, like you said off the hop, what you do in your bedroom is your business. I don't need to see it.
Thank you. I was about to repeat that.
I understand the world has changed. This is not lined up with my values, and there's a lot of things that happen in a soap that don't line up with my values, but this was carrying it a little too far for me.
Right.
I can't rock with it.
See,
I can't. And then, go ahead.
Well, because I was going to say, it's like, it's one thing for them to leave, because it's like, whenever people go off and we know they're going to do something together, they get up, they walk through the door, and we pan to some other couple. So I'm like, you could have literally done that with Chelsea. And then when she met up with Kat later on the roof of the hospital, and Kat's like, you look like you just got out of bed. It's like, oh yeah, I was dealing with a couple. I was with a couple of new friends. If it's a couple, I'm like, that's all you could have said. Or it's like, I was with a couple new friends. I would have been like, okay, we get the idea. We didn't need to get more of a visual on the idea.
For sure. I don't understand why that shock is necessary.
It's like, are you trying?
Does it add to the story?
No, it's like, are you trying to tell us that Chelsea's bi, which is okay? You don't need
whatever.
We don't need to know that in explicit detail.
So there's that. There was Vanessa, who is she supposed to be a nymphomaniac? I don't know, but
does she like again? What is her relationship? She just
running off with the gym guy. I don't even know. This is the third guy she ran off with in a matter of days, and just all out in public kissing up people. Like, she don't have a reputation up. Well, I understand Doug McBride ain't nothing. You know, he's not paying her any mind. Okay. That's great. In soap operas, we have people cheating all the time. But this is just ridiculously blatant in a way that's just... I'm not here for it.
I'm not either. And I
don't know if it caught me on the wrong week. I don't know. But I'm struggling.
But here's the thing. This makes me question. Because as you said, with these writers, they're veterans for General Hospital. I'm like, that might be so. But also, I'm like, keep in mind, General Hospital is a very predominantly white soap opera.
Well, okay. I wasn't going to go there, but you're right. So
yep,
if that's
and I
the
looked
case,
at the writers, and I'm like,
what are they trying to say about our community?
Exactly,
I don't
because
like
I'm
it.
like,
I don't care for it. I mean, I'm not saying there aren't people out there who don't behave this way. I personally don't know any. I'm sure I know people who are unfaithful. I'm sure I know people who, you know, have different sexual orientations than I do.
Yep.
but it's none of my business.
Nope.
And it just, I'm
like,
not comfortable with it.
No, and I'm like, why is it the first and second week that it's like you're putting all this out there? This is not.
Yeah, it's partly that, and it's partly. Are you trying to tell the general public that in order to entertain people of color, it has to be ridiculously scandalous?
It's like
I don't think it does.
No, I'm like, y'all can take notes from like a different world. It's like it wasn't a soap opera, but it's like
it doesn't need to be scandalous.
It doesn't.
Like you can set yourself apart differently. I don't like the choice that was made.
I don't either.
Anyway, so that's really all I have to say about Beyond the Gates for this week.
Yeah, I'll simply say I'm with Mom on this one. This one's a very. I haven't watched many soap operas in my life, to be honest. I've only seen General Hospital and like an episode here and there of maybe Young and the Restless, Bold and the Beautiful. Really haven't seen anything. So, like, so far, this soap is not doing it for me either. And like I said, the only thing I'll really be watching it for is the whole Leslie, Ted, Eva storyline, just to see how that pans out.
Yeah, it makes me think of the have and the have-nots. Like, it started off rough. It started off really, really rough as the actors were getting to know each other, I assume, is why it was so rough. But the storyline immediately hooked. It was just like, wait, no, what?
Maybe that's what they needed, Tyler Perry.
No, I don't think they needed Tyler Perry. I don't think they needed Tyler Perry. They need a proper story. And anybody can write a really good story. This, for me, I'm not sure that is it. All right. You want to take a break?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about General Hospital. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Mom's going to go into the recap, but I'm just going to say, this week, while there was some things that were just like, there were other things that had me very straight up in my seat, people. Very straight up and very angry.
Okay.
So, prepare for a rant later on.
Oh, boy. Let's go. Here's the recap. No particular order. Boring, not boring. It's all sprinkled together. Sonny bought a new house, which was Valentine's place. He set up an educational trust for Gio this week, which upset Tracy. But this bad behavior that Tracy displayed somehow managed to strengthen her bond with Gio. So that was interesting. Last week we saw Brad give the test results over to his aunt. And I believe it was last week we saw his aunt Selena give that information to Drew. Here's a shocker. Drew blackmails Portia. She eventually, after a series of whatever, she contacts Rick, and Rick advises her to play along for the moment while he figures out what the next steps will be. So Portia's okay with that. Senator, I don't remember what his name was, Doug something, that Stella spoke with, goes along with Curtis's plan. He vetted Drew, decided that Drew was not somebody he wanted to partner with, and so he has gone ahead and approved the original plans for the Esplanade. So they called Laura, let Laura know, so that's a go. Sidwell invites Alexis to his home, where somehow, here's a random, he has found the knife that Helena used to kill her mother, and he has it in this lovely display box. He's shown it to Alexis, asks her if she wants it. She's like, nope. Handles the knife a little bit, she does. And then she leaves. She's like, yeah, do what you want with it. Throw it in the bottom of the sea. I don't want it. Off she goes. Jason, at one point this week, caught Sidwell at the house with Sasha. I guess that was the beginning of the week. Where Sidwell was offering Sasha a deal to help him get into a partnership with Deception. Sasha was reluctant at first, but ultimately she agrees to the deal. Jason confronted Sidwell about bombing Sonny's place. Sidwell said he didn't do it. Jason believes him. What else happened this week? Brad and Lucas, bless their hearts, are off in Miami at the conference. They start to get closer. And just before they go too far, Brad admits to having blackmailed Portia. And despite Lucas admitting to still loving Brad and wanting to be with him, he cannot tolerate, once again, this bad behavior. And Brad's like, okay, you know what? You want me to be truthful with you? You want me to tell you what's going on? And when I tell you what's going on, you weaponize it against me. So you know what? You and your horse. And Brad leaves. Martin, Martin, I love Martin. He tries to, let's say, coerce Tracy into dropping the suit against Drew for using the Quartermain name. And he does this by threatening to reveal that the Quartermains have extended their property beyond their actual property line onto public property, and lo and behold, the Quartermain crypt is on public property. So if Tracy drops the lawsuit, he won't tell anybody. Tracy's like, do what you want, man. I'm not dropping the suit. Let me see. I've lost my place in my notes. Oh, Rocco. Rocco gets a text from Charlotte, letting him know that she and her father are off in Buenos Aires. Rocco is conflicted about what to do. He's talking to Danny. He's like, I don't know. I really don't know which way to go. While they're talking, Jason walks in, and Danny immediately, he don't even take a breath. Dad, Charlotte's in Buenos Aires. Jason's like, bet, I'm going to go get her. Jason leaves, and no sooner than Jason is out the door, a side of Rocco we have never seen before lets loose.
The man had bass in his voice.
Wow. Rocco lit Danny up. Oh my goodness. Like, who are you to tell anybody anything? I told you this in confidence. They're quarreling. Dante
to the
comes
rescue.
in. Dante comes in, hears them quarreling, doesn't know what they're quarreling about. And what was really interesting was they were able to explain without giving away the secret. They were able to convey to each other what it was that had them so upset and why they behaved the way they behaved. And so it was a really interesting scene. I really like that particular scene. I'm not sure that they have kissed and made up, so to speak. I'm pretty sure they haven't, but it was interesting. So anyway, Jason calls Anna to let her know he has a lead on Charlotte, because Anna was like, we gotta find Charlotte. I don't even know what Anna's problem is. She can't sleep. She can't let whatever. So the two of them are heading off to Buenos Aires. Carly and Jack were on a date at the Metro Court. Some random woman shows up, is a little bit flirty with Jack. Flirty. While Jack wasn't exactly flirty in return, he did not really discourage the woman in any kind of way.
He did not.
And when he introduced Carly, he said, this is the owner of the Metro Court. When the woman leaves, Carly leaves quickly behind her. Jack is confused.
And just after inviting her to Paris for dinner.
Right. So Jack is confused, and basically Carly wants a relationship and doesn't think that Jack does. He does, but Carly's like, I can't do this with you. Jack doesn't press the issue, which is a good thing. And off he goes, and as he leaves, he gets an alert as well that Charlotte is in Buenos Aires. And as we know, Jack is looking to gun down Valentine because Valentine tried to choke him out in Germany.
Somebody does some sneaky stuff in a hotel room.
Yes, that's exactly where I was going. Thank you. I hadn't forgotten.
Sorry, that was a long pause.
Because I was making sure I hadn't missed anything, as I typically do. So while Rocco was agonizing about what to do and how Jason knows, his mother is off in her Uncle Martin, the lawyer. She's off in Martin's hotel room looking for clues as to Charlotte's whereabouts, because she is convinced, since Martin is Valentine's lawyer, he has a way to contact him. Freaking Lulu. Lulu comes across the notes that Martin took when Lois confessed to Brooklyn being Gio's mother, and Dante being the father. And I don't think that it names Gio. But in any case...
If it did, she didn't get to that page yet.
In any case, Lulu reads all this stuff. It's like, oh my gosh. She does take a moment to talk to Carly about it.
Takes a picture, so she has...
Oh, yes, right. She took photographic evidence of these papers.
Which is also photographic evidence that she got information illegally.
She talks to Carly about it. You know, she's looking for permission to tell Dante. Carly's like, no, I can't sanction this in any way, shape, or form. We could probably go into more detail in that in a little bit. Ultimately, Lulu says, you know what, when I look in Dante's eyes, I know if I'll tell him or not. She goes to the Quartermains, runs into Dante and Brooklyn. Dante's like, you know what, I don't even have time for you today, and whatever genre you're in, I'm out. Lulu goes and picks a fight with Brooklyn, drops the bomb that she knows that Brooklyn had a baby, had a son no less. Brooklyn is thrown because now she knows she had a son because Brooklyn had no idea. And basically Lulu's like, you know what? You tell Dante about this or I will. And that's how the week ends. So that is where I will end my recap.
Well, we forgot about Maxie.
There's not really much to tell about Maxie. Maxie was just a side puppet as a distraction for Lulu's shenanigans. So it wasn't worth putting in the recap. But if you want to add that to the comedy moment of the week or wherever you want to put that, by all means. Or if there's a storyline you would like to dive into deeper, or do you want to just go on your rant from the beginning? Okay, well, I feel that you're about to because I'm going to ask you what had you hot. Wait, you want me to start somewhere else?
Please.
Okay, what's your comedy moment of the week?
2. 1, James for busting up his arm for sliding up the damn roof like he's freaking like he's in a movie. And then decides, you know what?
James.
I'm going to get a pink cast to ease the burn when I tell my mother because it's her favorite color.
He's hilarious.
James, I'm sorry, but you're not.
Listen.
You're not making it out.
It's a good thing that James and Cody are family because when James gets older, he's going to be doing the same madness that Cody's doing. I'm looking forward to seeing how they develop this child as he gets older.
Oh, that's another thing you forgot for the recap is after Lulu finds out this information, she goes to Cody and
was it really relevant?
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, it was not, but...
And the second comedy moment of the week was when we took a little peek in on Joss and her training as she dropped her trainer down like a sack of potatoes.
Absolutely. That is also my comedy moment of the week. When
you're in combat, anything goes. Bite, scratch, do what you gotta do.
Oh
She's
goodness.
Like, bet, swing, bada swing. And he's down. Matt is down.
Goodness.
And then she gets close and he's like that? Yep.
Yeah.
Like that.
Absolutely. Because he was all in her face. Like, just...
He was. And I'm like, are you trying to set them up?
Oh, I didn't think so. But he was just getting on real ignorant, talk about drop out of the program.
No,
this is after she's been up for 48 hours. So, you know.
No, I did think that. And there's 2 reasons why I thought that. 1, because of course they had to pick a good-looking man to be her trainer. 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if you've noticed this about American soaps. Everybody's good looking. They don't seem to know how to find ugly people.
Really? Again, no offense, this man. He's a great man.
And I say ugly people.
Really? Because I was like, Lucas?
Every day. Well, I agree.
No offense to Lucas, the actor.
But Lucas is the most ordinary looking person out of everybody on the canvas. He's not what you would call traditionally European, North American beautiful. He's just an everyday
Joe
bloke. Right? His personality, or the character's personality, is making him more and more attractive to me. But, I don't expect to see him on the cover of Vogue or GQ or anything like that, like just about everybody else on the canvas.
Either way.
Right? So.
Yes. And then again, aside from the attractive man being her trainer, he's very much just giving her advice and all this stuff as one would. But also, 2, I'm like... The way they're doing it is just like, y'all definitely setting them up to be partners in missions. He's a bit older, but I see them being like, this is your assigned partner. And then they're just, and this kind of falls into predictions, they're just going to end up having a moment. Like, either for the sanctity of the mission and for their secret identities, they're going to end up being in a situation where they're going to have to kiss, just like Anna and Jason did.
I don't see that happening.
You are blind to the situation then.
I guess I am. All right, then.
What are your comedy moments?
It was Jocelyn, because like I said, he was tormenting her, telling her all kind of mess, telling her be prepared for anything, dashing her to the floor, sweeping, and then she was like, oh, okay, and then just kicked him in his business. How did you not see that coming, sir?
Right.
Like, you figure because we're out of high school we don't do that anymore? Come on.
Yeah, no.
But it was more than her kicking them. It really was the way she said, all snarky and ignorant. Oh, did you mean like that? Like, you know, I'm a helpless little female. I don't know any better. Oh, did I do that? Urkel style. Yeah. So that was funny for me. Who called for that? What'd you do that for?
Yeah, well, what did you do that for? Flippin' Sidwell. It's like, you really just want to torture this woman. You just want to torture Alexis. Be like, I found this in it's isn't the makemanship. What's the word I'm looking for?
I have no idea. And I'm more amused by the fact that you have picked up a book and opened it and are waving in front of me like people can see what you're doing. This is what I'm more amused by. This is radio, not television. But I don't know, what's the word you're looking for?
It's like, not marksmanship, but craftsmanship. Oh. Look at the craftsmanship, isn't it? It's such a beautiful blade. And she's like, get that thing the hell away from me. And he's like, what's wrong? That thing killed my mother. Error? May I ask what happened? Can I ask, did you witness it? It's like, sir, why are you torturing this woman? And then not only that, what sketchy ass plans do you have now that she's touched the handle? Like, you picked that thing up with a rag like it was diseased. Like, what are you gonna do with it?
He's gonna frame her for something.
Agreed, but
who's
why?
Get stabbed? Is it Drew?
That'd be interesting.
Is it? I mean, I don't think. Is it Sonny? Because I still think he wants Natalia back, but hard to say. Is it Jason for having threatened him? Who's he fitting to stab?
Oh, wouldn't it be? I see, and it's funny because you say that, and I'm like, I feel like he might go after the Jack because of the I'll drop another bomb.
Sure. But
honestly, I don't know, and that's the scary thing,
right? And then,
because
what would be Alexis's motive? Like, if you're gonna frame her, she's got to have a reasonable motive,
right? Because I'm like, you don't know Alexis that well.
Is it gonna be Rick?
Which again, you don't know that they have beef. Like, Sidwell,
if he's been talking to Lucy, he knows they have beef.
I don't think he's ever seen Rick and Alexis together or seen Rick. So, but it's like Sidwell is an enigma wrapped in a conundrum. Like, we don't know.
He's not that deep. Go on.
So it's really like, what are you doing? What are you planning? And then another, what did you do that for? Or who called for this? Was Christina.
Christina, who we saw for all of 4 minutes when she showed up at Sonny's house?
Right. It's like, what did you do that for? Why'd you randomly just follow your dad at the house? Like, what? And then be like, Dad, you're really gonna buy Valentine's house? And it's like, Dad, I think you should buy Valentine's house. Like,
it's just like your comedy moment?
No, it's like, what are you doing? Why are you here? Why'd you follow? Like, Sonny, you have bad security. If even your security guys can't figure out you were being followed by Christina, because Christina busted in 2 seconds later. Also, how the hell did they get out that house? Because I'm pretty sure Lucy set the alarms back on, and Spinelli's computer was in his car.
I have no idea.
So many questions, so many non-answers.
They don't tie them together.
No.
So I don't really have a who called for that. But what you were talking about with Sidwell is very squarely on my what had me hot this week, because exactly as you said, Alexa says, that's the blade that killed my mother. Can you put it out of my sight, please? And then he kind of follows her around the room with the thing still open. Like, look, it's not a Toblerone. Like, what it's not the Holy Grail. What are you tempting her with? She's clearly upset. I mean, where
she might cut your throat with it.
Where did the blade come from? How does he know it's tied to Alexis? Like,
which again,
make it make sense.
Which apparently you said he did his research on the Cassidines.
Had to, but make it make sense. Oh yeah, I found this in the house. No, you didn't.
But again,
we know you didn't.
But again, would that be public knowledge that Helena killed her mother?
Depends how far back he goes. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. This is why I was like, what are you up to? What is this in aid of? Also, now knowing that Helena was Alexis' stepmother, that's terrifying. Mm-hmm. Because I didn't know that. I just knew that she was a Cassidine. I just didn't know the depth of which it was. I mean, stepmother's a bit of a stretch, but was the wife of her father. Yeah, so stepmother. I suppose. Anyway, except she was like the child of the mistress, so still falls under stepmother, I guess. Sure. So since you still have a rant pending, sorry, I just want to quickly say, another comedy moment was the fact that Cody is like, when Rocco's old enough, I will give him relationship advice. And Dante's like, you will never give relationship advice to my children. In which then you kind of be like... Right, because he'd already given advice to Gio. Kind of, yeah. Yeah. And you're just like... irony.
Anyway, moving on.
All right. So do you want me to go to the hero of the week then?
I don't even know if I have a hero of the week, but go on.
My hero of the week is going to be Gio. As it happens, I am very pleased with Gio because this week Gio stood up to Tracy twice. Not just once. But Tracy was on a bit of a rant, and then Gio told her something about my mother used to tell me 555, and I think this was after Tracy had her first run-in with Martin. You know, is it going to matter in 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 months, or 5 months, 5 years, whatever it was?
5 minutes, 5 months.
And then Tracy paused, and it was like, you know what? My mother used to say something like that. Tracy ended up going and do what she wanted anyways. And then when Sunny came in with the trust papers, and Tracy just like blasted every which way, all the guns came out. And Gio just kind of looked her dead in her face and was like, Sunny, you have a pen? And signed the papers. And then Tracy was like, you know what? That's twice now you have defied me. In fact, it's the third time. But in any case, that's twice. There's more to you than meets the eye. And they had a very lovely, lovely conversation. And I like, even though he's a young man, he stands up for what he believes in. And so I appreciated that.
Yeah, I agree. Because honestly, it's like, Tracy, you say one thing, but then say another, but then do another, and it's like, because she's doing it with Sasha for one, which is really like, woman, do you have dementia? Like, what is, like, do you have short-term memory loss? Like, what is going on? But then also, again, with Gio, she's like, you are not a quartermain. You stay out of it. Which, again,
and she took it back.
She did. She kind of did. And I'm just like, and I have to keep reminding myself, I'm like, I know she does not know that he actually is a quartermain, but it's still kind of like, oh, sugar honey iced tea when you find out, Tracy.
Absolutely. And
I'm just like, I'm curious to see how she's going to react when that truth comes out, because now I'm probably going to head into the rant. It's like,
yeah, that's okay.
It's just like, this is Brooklyn, who you care deeply about, and you've said, it's like, you are my grandchild. You are pretty much my only grandchild, save for the one that, Lulu terminated. But you are basically my only grandchild, and I care about you, and,
And that would be great-grandchild, by the way. Because Brooklyn is her grandchild.
Technicalities. Anyway.
Oh, now we want to talk about technicalities. Okay.
Anyway, when it's just like, how, it's just her finding out that Brooklyn had a kid when she had the kid. She's going to be mad at Lois, for one, for not telling her, be like, this, how could you not tell us this? Whatever. But also just like, it's just going to be so, I'm just like, oh, Tracy, how are you going to feel? But I hope, and
just before you start your rant, let's be really clear. Villain of the week, hands down, no question, no holds barred, is Lulu. From my side and clearly from your side, let us get in and go in. I
said this from the jump. I don't know. It was during February sweeps or just before it started, and we got confirmation that Brooklyn did have a baby. I said somehow, some way, Lulu's gonna find this mess out. And I said, my prediction was that she was gonna hear from the doctor, because the doctor was gonna call the office, whatever. I did not in a million years suspect that she was going to bust into freaking Martin's room and look through his notes. And when she grabbed the bag, I said, oh dear Lord, this is how she's gonna find out. And lo and behold, she finds out. And oh my goodness, not only does she go to Carly to talk about it, she then spills the tea about Brooklyn and Chase having their fertility issues, which again, not your business to tell. And Dante only told you because of the foolishness you were doing. But now Carly knows.
To be fair, she did say, that's not common knowledge, Carly, keep your mouth shut.
I don't care.
Which was pretty darn funny.
I don't care. All you could have said is, Brooklyn and Chase are going through something, I'm leaving it at that. And then go in. Anyway. Then proceeds to go to the Quartermain house, and it's like, obviously Brooklyn is not in the mood to see you at any point in time, but you walk through the door and you stare at Brooklyn hard, and Brooklyn looks at you like, what did I do now? What beef do you have with me now? Mm-hmm. And she's like, you know what? Whatever. You're here. Can you like calm grandmother down, because really you're the only one who can do it? She's like, I'm not doing, and immediately Lulu comes with an attitude like, I'm not doing anything for you. And she's like, and I'm just like, Lulu, all she asked you to do was help with Tracy, which you are normally happy to do, regardless of whether it's for Brooklyn or not. And you're just like, I'm glad Dante said, I'm not dealing with you and your foolishness, and left. But for you to have the audacity to go up to Brooklyn's room, bust into the door and be like, you're going to want to close the door from what I have to say.
Well, she already busted in the door. She did knock.
She knocked, but
and got. It's
like, I didn't invite you into my private space, kind of thing. But one, just being like, oh, stop lying. I know you had Dante's baby and yada, yada, yada. And you, like, how dare you not tell him he had a son? And not even, the woman cannot read a room. I get there's only 2 people in said room. But the woman can't read facial expressions because she's like, stop with the lying. It's like, she's clearly not lying if the look on her face is shock and tears are running down. And she says, I had a boy. She clearly didn't know.
That's what she said afterwards. After the stop lying, she was like, I had a boy. And then Lou was like, oh, ships.
No,
you need to watch it back.
Good thing we saved it because I'm like, I do have to watch it back because I looked at Lulu's face and it did not come with a, oh shoot, that came with the, are you serious? Like, are you like, because Lulu then says like, oh, enough. Like, she was really like, stop with the games, kind of. And I'm just like, woman, you already had this conversation with Carly. She's like, you don't know the circumstances of which she did this. You made a choice. She made a different one. You can't be judging her. And she's like, and again, Brooklyn says, stop judging me for my choices. And Lulu's like, I'm not judging you on your choices. I'm judging you for not telling Dante. And it's like, no, you are judging her for her choices. Because her choice was to not tell Dante. Because, again, as she said, it's like, if I had told Dante, that choice would have been taken away from me. Because, again, my body, my choice. But also, it's just like, they're teenagers. Neither of them. No teenager in the world, and I say this both in soap opera and in real life, no teenager should be a parent. They are, like, they're still kids. They're not adults. Their brains have not fully formed.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started. You're going to get me on another thing that has me hot, but go on.
So I'm just like, Lulu, get off your damn freaking high horse. Like, leave it alone. Let Brooklyn do what she needs to do. And the fact that you threatened and said, if you don't tell Dante, I will. I'm like, okay, you want to make that threat? Brooklyn, I hope to God you make the threat. If you tell Dante, I'm suing you for all the illegal stuff you done did. Because, Brooklyn, you figured out, because you showed her the photo, and she's like, and you know she got it from Martin, because she's like, I didn't see a lawyer. And you tell her, oh, well, your mom did. Which will get me to another thing. But it's like, you know she got this information illegally. So you just threaten her. It's like, if you tell Dante, or if you try to tell Dante, I will sue you for knowing this information that you have no right to know and that you got illegally. Like, and also tell Martin, because Martin needs to know that. And also let Martin handle that.
Martin's gonna find out.
But the thing that also pisses me off is like, Lulu, you have now ruined. Granted, this is also something that Lois should have told Brooklyn. But now you have put her relationship with her mother at risk.
Yes.
And that's
absolutely
because it's like, you just now been like, you assume she went to a lawyer, and now you're like, well, your mother did, because it's like the only people who know about it is her and her mother. Well, it's like, great. Well, now I have to go talk to my mother and have a whole freaking conversation, and a very angry conversation with my mother, because she went to tell someone else, and we didn't have this conversation, so now that's out, and yada yada yada. And also, I hope Brooklyn asks, who the hell else did you tell? Because I know for sure you didn't just come to me. Like, it's like, I hope Brooklyn figures out that she didn't just go straight to Brooklyn, or like, because it's very clear she's gonna talk to Dante, because she said, I'm here to talk to you, or whatever. Or I hope Brooklyn heard it. But either way, ooh, I'm really interested to see how this coming week goes. But I'm just like, I've never felt more urged to get on a plane, fly down to wherever they film this thing, and punch an actress in the face. Again, I get it. Actress, character, not same person, but again, it's just like,
wow.
I'm so freaking mad, and I'm not even the one this is happening to.
I'm of the opposite mind. You should get on the plane and fly down there and shake her hand that she made you feel such passion. That means this actress is doing her job.
I know, that's the problem.
Punch her in the face. I punch somebody in the.
I feel that way about a lot of actors who play good characters that well.
100%. Well, I guess there's not really anything I can add to that, because that's all. I agree with just about everything you've said. And
then there's Chase. How's Chase? Oh Lord.
And I think I neglected to put Carly on my hero list as well, because Carly just broke it down to Lulu in a way. It's like, you made this choice. You ended up pregnant when you were in high school. Brooklyn ended up pregnant when she was in high school. What's the difference? You both had the same options. You chose option A. She chose option B. That's not your business. And right now,
it down, but it wasn't enough to get through.
But the other thing she said was, Lulu, look me in my face. Brooklyn is Bobby. Right? My mother, Carly says to her, my mother had to make that same choice and give me a better life. She knew she couldn't handle it. She knew she couldn't do for me what she wanted to. She gave me a way to give me a better life. Brooklyn did the same thing. She's in high school. She knows she can't handle the child. She gave him a way for a better life. We're just moms trying to do... She's like, hell, I did the same thing with Michael. I wanted to keep him away from AJ, who was toxic and dangerous in ways you can't imagine. And you right now, Lulu, you are Robin in this situation. Robin thought she knew better, blew up my spot, caused all kind of chaos and havoc, and you're sitting here ready to do the same thing. No, Lulu, I cannot be on your side. We are just mothers trying to do the best we can for our children. You know about that because you're here fighting for Charlotte and making all kind of back-ass decisions. And we just want to protect our children. Shut your face. Mind your business. Go about your day-to-day. So, Carly, bravo. That was a really, really, really good scene.
It really was. And I'm
with you. Lulu needs all the time. Lulu needs all the dumps.
I know.
Not the actor.
I know. But Lulu is a fictional character.
Oh, my goodness.
And,
you ain't had nothing to do. Go find an apartment.
Right, and
go find a real job.
And the thing that bugs me is
mercy.
it's like that is Rocco's older half brother. It's like, yes, but
sure.
It's like, okay, it's like, great, that's Rocco's older brother, but that brother is not your kid. So one, stay out of it. Two, I get you're doing this because, again, it's Dante. You were married for however many years. You guys were together for, again, however many years. So you care about him. He is important to you. I get that. But you also need to understand, the Cerullos, the Falconeris, the Corinthoses, they were all together before you even showed up in the picture. So they have more of a deep ties than you do to Dante. Secondly, stay out of it. It is not your business. It's not your secret to tell. It's nothing. You leave it to it's nothing. It's like, this is literally her family you are messing with. You are no longer a part of that. You are no longer married to Dante. The only connection you have is Rocco. Stay the frick out of it.
It's like, how about you try to support your sister? Support her. It's like, you just dropped a massive bomb on her and now you're making threats.
Right?
Not, how can I help you? Okay, I know this information and I just let you know you had a son. What are your thoughts? What do you want to,
One, I will appreciate, I'm so glad Brooklyn basically just yelled in Lulu's face because I needed that. Hell, when this podcast is over, I think I'm just going to watch those scenes again because
absolutely.
Those were... It might reignite the fire, but I'm hot. I might need to go and just douse my head in a bucket of ice water.
Yo, maybe Sidwell has a knife for Lulu because Lulu's one running her mouth every which place about how horrible Sidwell is. So maybe she'll end up dead. It's like, thanks for coming out. It was nice to see you. Bye.
And it was so interesting because because oh my goodness, what was happening? Lois was having a conversation with Ned, and I'm just like, two worlds are about to clash, and I was waiting for either Lois to be like, because he's my grandson or something, or just them hear Brooklyn yelling at Lulu. I get the doors closed, but I'm like, how soundproof are these walls? And just have people run up to be like, what is going on? Doors open. Chase walks home and hears the conversation and be like, you had a kid, or Dante's the father, whatever. I'm just like,
okay, can we go back? Can we go back and do a very slight swerve? Because this scene warmed my heart so hard. And I know it was intentional on the part of the writers. But when Sonny came by with those papers, in the room, we had Gio.
Yep.
We had Brooklyn,
yep.
His mother. Dante, his father.
Yep.
We had Olivia.
Olivia was not in the room.
Olivia was not in the room?
Olivia was not in the room.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. We had Lois.
Yep.
We had Tracy.
Yep.
Ned was not in the room.
Ned was not in the room.
And then we had Sonny come in.
Yep.
So we have
Yes, because they were yes, Olivia was not there because it was Lois, Brooklyn, Dante, and Tracy all having tea or breakfast. Gio comes in and was like, Tracy, there's a guy here surveying the property. Just want you to know because you might have a freak out.
Right, I know.
And then he's like, oh, let me make you a cup of coffee, whatever.
Right,
and then Sunny comes in.
So us, whatever. Yeah.
So both grandparents, the parents, and the great grandparent was there. That's it.
Well, that's why I thought Olivia was there as a grandparent as well.
She was not there. It was maternal and paternal grandparent.
Mom, dad, great grand, and granddad. Okay, fair enough. Because I'm like, I wrote this down because it struck me so hard. I was like, hey.
Okay, I'm like.
But, and what were the chances? That's true, because we did talk about this afterwards. I said to you, what are the chances that his grandparents from either side end up married?
Yes, that's what you said.
Which I thought was kind of cool.
Yep.
So, I'm still sorry it's not Cody, but, you know.
It's, right? Oh my God. But you know what? I think we should leave it there.
Yes, I agree. I think we have said more than enough.
Yes, because I need to dunk my head in a vat of ice water. Maybe I'll just jump in the backyard and just dunk my head in it. The flames are rising.
Righto. So, no predictions then? No wish list?
I can't even do that because I'm just like, I need a beat down. I need Brooklyn to threaten legal action against Lulu if she does say anything or tries to say anything. I need a beat down, me and my slaps. I need her to slap Lulu, and you know, I need the truth. I need the truth to just come out straight, but I don't. But it's a soap opera. We know the calamity that it's going to ensue. Sure.
But that's fine. But what we also need to do, in my opinion, because when I was out and about yesterday, I was listening to our previous podcast, and there were some things that I need to go back and re-listen and write down, because there's some things that we talked about and some predictions and what have you, and some themes from previous episodes that are coming through still, and I think it'd be interesting to tie them together.
Okay. So
stay tuned for that at some point in the very near future, y'all.
You got a wish list?
I don't have a wish list at the moment, no.
Okay.
No, I don't have any predictions. There's some drop storylines that I heard. It's like, oh yeah, but you know, Brick can come back. That would be nice.
Oh yes. Also in better news, Michael's doing great. He called Carly.
Yeah, that's true. So.
And in other news, Willow told Carly and Nina that she was moving into that man's house, and Carly playing the role of the dutiful hell to the no mother-in-law. She said, hell to the no. And Willow said, I just came to tell you as a courtesy.
Right. I thought I had written that down, but I guess it just didn't really hit my radar because she was barely on this week.
Right. So anyway, that is the news of this week. That is the podcast of this week.
Yeah. So come back next week for maybe a little less soap.
Yeah.
But a lot more sass.
Yeah. And hopefully I won't be in a rage next week. But who knows?
Those are the best stories. When it actually gets you and gets you passionate, you know somebody did something well.
You may have to do next week's podcast alone, depending on how it goes.
All right. Be better with you here, though.
I know.
All right. So until next time, I'm Mama Sass.
And I'm Baby Sass. And we're signing off.
Bye. Or should I say bye?